Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's week is doing good. My name is Benito Marco Baskin. I'm the Makatatiata Program Coordinator, which is a part of a Yungitude. So, welcome everybody to Ngasugi, Tunga Hugi, Tilahai, IT2. Welcome, everyone. So, today is going to be our Wednesday core workout. So, again, for anyone who's just jumping in here, IT2 and Tilahai, Tunga Sugi, Tunga Hugi. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're halfway through the week, getting into that long weekend for most of us. So hopefully we're all going to be eating, in celebration of ourselves and only ourselves. So I think it's good that we're going to put in some abdominal and lower back exercises. So again, focusing on that stomach, that strengthening, and again, getting some cuts, whatever we're looking for here. So similar thing, we're just going to go through some circuits like we've done before with our core. So starting with a warm-up, the first exercise that we're going to do are bird dogs. So getting onto that all fours position, lifting up one arm, opposite leg, and alternating. And of course, we're going to do that 20 times. So, hello everybody that just joined. Hello. So again, hope everybody's having a great week, and we're going to get into this core exercise. So the first thing that we're going to do are these bird dogs. So getting into that table position. So knees are 90 degrees from the hips. Of course, the calves are coming out at that same angle. And our arms are planted firmly just down from the shoulders. And we're going to be lifting up right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. So just alternating. And again, we're going to do this 20 times, but as we're coming up, you want to really lift that glute. Again, trying to curve that spine and really activate that lower back and the lower abdominal muscles as we're alternating sides. If you want to make this a little bit harder, a little more challenging, you can actually bring in doing a crunch, then extend out, back down, again crunching in and out, back down. Make it a little bit more difficult and get some oblique crunches in there. But either way, just doing 20. So you can think of it as 10 on each side. Again, activating those glutes and that lower back. Just going to open everything up. And so really getting us used to this abdominal exercise. Have a good day.
I love you.
I love you too. All right. Say love you to your loved ones, of course. So we're gonna do some Superman flutters. So this is the second part of the warm-up. And so essentially getting into that Superman position. So of course, lifting with the lower back, our legs, lifting with our top abdominal muscles, our chest and back. And so as we have them up, we're going to flutter again, sort of imagining that you're doing a very lazy front crawl. Again, just doing it 20 times, 10 times each side. So I'm kicking the mat as I'm coming down, just to give you a sense of how high and low you should be going. So you'll be able to get through this one pretty quick. And it sort of looks like you're just throwing a tantrum on the floor. But essentially we're just kicking, lifting our legs with our lower back, so you're going to feel that burn in that lower back. And of course in your shoulders. and the top of your abdominal muscles. So the next thing that we're going to do are some spinal twists. So we're going to be lifting our legs up, and we're going to bring them side to side, controlling with our lower abdominal muscles. So again, 90 degrees from the hips, legs out same ways. Have your hands to your sides, and one side, the other, and again 20 times. Again, working that core as you bring the legs over to each side. So this is really good for stability in the lower abdominal muscles, but of course also in the lower back. So really steady yourself with your arms, palms face down on the mat or floor. Again, it really helps keep it just on the lower back and on the core. So after you've done 20, awesome. Yeah, so of course, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to just type them out in the comments, and we'll totally get to them, me or another TIA staff. So after those spinal twists, we're going to do some reverse plank ups. So we've done plank ups before, so of course just being on the front and lifting our hips into the air. Similar idea, except we're actually going to start in a raised plank position, and coming down and coming up is going to be that exercise. So of course I recommend having a mat for this because you have to dig your heels pretty deep to get some traction. And again, lifting the core up, keeping yourself straight, and you're going to come down and back up, down and back up. So this is really like a dip, just using the core. So doing 20 of these. Again, really tightening the core as you go down and push up. So you're going to start feeling it in the obliques and about midway through the core. Again, doing it 20 times. So keeping the arms relatively straight, using only the back and the abs. Whew, just like so. So you're going to feel that warming up the lower back, the obliques on the side, and of course the mid-core area. So after that, we are going to start our workout. So this one's going to be pretty good. I have it mixed with core and lower back, hence why we warmed both of those up. And we're going to actually start with drinking birds, or essentially like a, can't remember exactly what it's called, like I think it's called like Yugoslavian deadlift or something. But essentially we're going to be coming down with our arms behind our head, coming down and lifting up with the core. So you can do this standing, you can do this on your knees. Again, coming down. I recommend standing, that's how I'm going to do it. So we're going to do 20 of those. So just from the side, again, feet are planted, shoulder width apart. Come down, and again, lifting with the lower back. Again, you're trying to keep that curve. Of course, you lose it, but just trying to imagine keeping that curve, and that'll activate the lower back, as you can see, just as you come up. So 20 of these. Again, these are called drinking birds, as I saw. but I'm sure there's lots of different names for it. So just like anything else, as we're doing these exercises, like you would doing any type of deadlift, regardless of its name, as you come up, you're going to push the pelvis and the core out, because that's essentially that final movement of picking up any heavy object. Again, theoretically, we're always using our legs when we lift, but for gym workouts, this is what we're doing. So as you hit 20, we're going to be jumping into our plank with plank up. So holding that plank position, we're going to hold it 3 seconds, and we're going to lift up, and we're going to do that 20 times. So getting into any plank position you would like, and you're just going to count to 3, lift up, go back down, holding for 3 seconds, back up, back down, 20 times. So we're getting about a minute plank out of this, as well as that plank up exercise, which is great for the lower back and of course the core. So obviously now you're going to be feeling the burn. Again, just in the core as you lift up and hold. So once you finish that, we're now going to do some glute bridge marches. So getting into that glute bridge position. So lifting up, again onto our shoulders, hands by our side, knee to chest, back down, knee to chest, back down. So of course 20 times. Trying to keep that bridge as high as you can get it. Again, lifting with the glutes and the lower back. So again, it's great for the core, for the lower abdominal muscles, and of course the lower back. So it's a stabilizing workout mixed with an actual like leg lift motion. So now for the last exercise in the circuit is going to be V-up. So again, similar to the planks, we're going to hold for 3 seconds in that V position, back down, hold for 3 seconds, back down, and we're going to do that 20 times. So again, back down, just like so. So again, you're going to really feel that in the lower top abdominals as we're lifting up and holding in this position. So just like so. Again, holding with the top abdominal muscles, crunching up, legs bring in. So that's the last exercise of the circuit. So of course we're going to go through that 5 times. So this is going to be a great workout for our core, as it does have a lot of strength to it. So it's good stuff. Another thing too that I was thinking should probably show off, because it's good for this type of stuff while we're in our break, is the the ab roller. So essentially grab onto it, roll up, and come back in. When we're doing plank ups, let's say any number of things is preventing you from doing a full plank. Again, extending those legs out. What's great about this tool is you can come out, pull it back in, again, only using the core. And again, roll yourself out, just on your knees. Has the same effect. I think it's actually just a bit better for myself. So now we're going to get into this a little bit faster. So starting with drinking birds, and then those plank ups. So same thing, hands by our head, coming down, pushing out, down, pushing out, down, and then pushing out with the hips. So again, this is great at just strengthening the back, especially if you don't have any equipment. As you're coming down, you're tightening that back, pushing your glutes out if you have to, just to get a little bit lower, get that extra push and burn. Back up. And again, really activate those back muscles, right? The lower back. So as you push your hips out, you should be able to feel and grab the muscle. That's what we're looking for here. Now once we're done, into those plank ups. So just to switch it up, I'm going to use the roller. And ideally, you're coming out, 3 seconds, back in, back in, back in, back in. So again, adding in that hold. You certainly don't have to, but it's great for the core. Just to really, again, tighten it up before we're coming back. Again, holding 3 seconds. Pulling it back in. Pulling it back in. So just a great core exercise just by adding in some holding and some pulling motion as we're doing this workout. So I recommend, as you're coming back in, of course, to crunch those abdominal muscles. Certainly makes the workout a lot harder. So now we're going to do those glute bridge marches. So same thing, into that position. I always end up kicking my leg out just from pushing it a little bit too hard. And again, trying to get those knees to your chest. But what we're really looking for here is just the stability in the lower back, keeping it raised until you hit 20. Then getting into those V-ups. So same thing as we've done before. Coming up, holding. And just going back down. So essentially, when you're in that holding position, we're doing a hollow man or a variation of a bowl. So we feel like just doing those, you're totally welcome to it. But otherwise, just lifting with both parts of the abs. Again, the lower and top. And crunching the midsection. Whew. So, again, great workout for the body. I think I certainly need some water after that. But again, we just have 3 more sets of the circuit to go. But it's certainly already pretty killer. So these type of exercises that I sort of mash together are really good for toning. So I noticed for myself, and again, this is based on myself, that of course I have some, some bloatiness around my abdominal muscle. So the strength is certainly there. I just want it to show. So this is perfect for that. Again, you would be doing this, every Wednesday for your core workout if you really wanted to tone the abdominal muscle. So that's what those holding maneuvers are for. Anything that tucks in and pulls in the muscles essentially is going to be that fatty burning exercise. It's a little bit selfish of me, but this is what I was aiming for when I put this together. So just some variation for us as we're going through it. So jumping back into it, same thing, doing those drinking birds, hands by our head, down and up, just like so. And of course, coming down, pushing that core out. If you want to make this a little bit harder, you can tuck in those abdominal muscles and again turn, bending down into a crunch and fold yourself in, push out. Again, looking like a crunch, folding yourself down. So now into those plank ups, same thing. Just coming out, back in, back in. So this is what you're looking for in terms of what you want. Toning or leaning down of the muscles. While of course maintaining that functional strength of the core, which is to stabilize and hold, various things like that. So, of course, as you're doing it with the wheel, it turns the motion from a plank into a crunch as you pull in, tucking in each layer of abdominal muscle. You know, theoretically, we're all walking around with six packs. Or, you know, 8 packs. But again, great exercise for the abs. So moving over into the glute bridges, same thing. We're going to be marching. Knee to chest, back down, knee to chest, back down. Just like so. So again, it's great about that exercise that it divides the lower abdominal muscle from just doing together leg lifts to one at a time. Again, all about tricking those muscles. Now getting into those V-up position. Of course, coming up and holding. Again, crunching together. Again, think of it like a crunch, getting those shoulders off of the mat. At least I won't feel guilty while partaking in any food this weekend as we're going through this week. So, oh man, great workout. So everybody who's watching this should really feel it in that lower abdominal muscles. Certainly really feeling it in my core. So, of course, another great thing for toning, as I guess that's kind of like the topic for today. Just drinking lots of water. So, you know, as I'm working through, got my, cup of water. Just going to be drinking lots of water today. Again, trying to reduce some of those fat deposits that I've got, trying to change it into muscle. So, of course, cardio is a huge aspect of this. So if you really wanted to tone it down, which I'm going to have to do, of course, we're going to have to do some cardio. So, huge part of that is cardio. So, definitely running. So high intensity running with like jogging intervals. So if that looked like, we're starting again, sorry. Just kind of went onto that tangent and started working out. But, if you're looking to tone, cut, trim, however you want to, put it, you're going to be looking at some, let's say running pretty intense for 3 minutes, jogging for 5 minutes, doing that for, a 20-minute run, or you could go by kilometers, but just breaking it up, where you're doing that interval cardio training. Again, running at high pace intervals, followed with some light to moderate jogging. Again, really depending on you. If you're an avid runner, that might come naturally, so you can just sprint the whole time at max speed. But for me, I would do high interval training with cardio. So running for 3, jogging for 5, something like that for 20 minutes, 30. Anyways, as we're pulling this workout to a close, getting into those plank ups, personally, I'm sure everyone is on the same boat with this, or will be, that the V-ups are certainly the most dreaded ones. At least in this one, but you know, we're 4 out of 5 circuits. So 1 more after this. But it's sort of like, you know, what did I really expect from the V-ups, you know? For something that works out the body so good, I guess it should be difficult. So, you know, in terms of, you know, Inuit games, or Arctic Winter Games, but Inuit games, of course, you know, you think about things like the airplane or the bench hang. Again, really important for the core, really important for these plank variations and plank ups, because it's exactly what they are. You know, holding that core, pulling something in, really is what it's about. And just hanging, period. So, into those glute bridges, same thing, arms by our side, knee to chest, and still thinking about those V-ups, you know? Those daunting V-ups. So now we're into those V-ups. You know, good luck. And again, holding and back down, holding and back down. I think it's safe to say, since V-ups are a 2-part exercise, you could probably get away with doing 10. No problem. Whew. So, wow, really feeling that throughout the core. Whew. So, again, we're on to our last part of that circuit. I gotta tell you, those V-ups are a killer, but adding in that hold, that crunch hold, or the hollow man, or that boat or bowl, again, really good. So again, that canoe pose, really, really good for the core. Again, because we're getting in that shoulders off abdominal crunch. So, you know, not a sit-up, not to bring your head to your knees. I mean, if you can do that, that's awesome. But doing that crunch, hitting the top, lifting with the legs, meeting in the middle. Again, really good part of that exercise. So getting into this last part, starting with our first lower back exercise. Again, coming down, back up, down, and back up. And again, you're pushing your pelvis, your hips, your core out. Again, curving that back. And again, if you want to make it more difficult, on this last set, again, tightening that core, folding down, letting go of the core here. Again, as you're coming down, pushing it out. After that, of course, into those plank ups, same thing. I had to check myself. I could tell that my my timing in between pulling out or pulling in, sorry, it's getting a little short. And again, trying my best here to commit to that 3-second hold for the last set, Whew. And again, retracting in. And if you're still doing, or if you are doing those original plank ups without the ab roller, you're definitely feeling that as well. Maybe more so in the hold, but certainly feeling it here. So again, this is a great exercise. Planks, anything that, forces stabilization in the core is always good. Just works out that full body. So after those, into those glute bridges. So in the second, last part, again, lifting knee to chest. Again, just trying to get to 20. Whew. And then into the last exercise, those pesky V-ups. So again, arms above the head, the legs out straight. Ooh, I didn't hold there. Holding, of course, for 3 seconds, back down. Again, feel free, do not hold if you do not want to, or if it hurts, whatever the reason. It's just great for the toning purposes. And again, lifting the legs up, lifting the shoulders, holding, going back down. Again, take breaks if you need to, especially if you're trying to do the holds. The good thing that I probably should have mentioned a while ago is that if you're doing sit-ups or anything like this, good practice is to try to look at someplace on the ceiling above you. Again, so you're not straining that neck so much, trying to look forward, picking somewhere that's above on the ceiling and above your head. Great idea. So just thought I'd throw that in there, just because I know that this exercise is a little bit taxing. So you might be feeling that neck pain, but you know, better late than never. So again, just picking a place on the ceiling, helping with any type of neck pain that you might have experienced. Whew. So, we've gotten through the circuit, gotten through the V-ups. Oh, so again, in total we've done 100 of each exercise, you know, give or take. So again, a really good exercise, really good circuit, perfect for that toning. Of course, building strength as always, stabilizing with the back and all of those great things. But of course, now it's time to cool down. So I've added in a couple different cool down exercises. So we're going to go through 7, I believe, but they're all just cut down to 15 seconds a piece. So the first one we're going to do is child's pose. So coming back, trying to cool down that lower back. Again, stretching forward, sitting on your heels. After 15 seconds, we're going to be switching into cat pose. So again, curving that spine. Again, like always, like a cat, I'm assuming. Again, rounding the shoulders, pulling in the stomach. After 15 seconds, into cow. And again, curving that lower back spine, trying to look up, maintaining that table position. And again, after 15 seconds here, we're going to get into the standing table stretch, or the standing L stretch. So first thing you probably need is something to stabilize yourself, something to hold on to just for balance. And we're going to be holding onto that object, and again, creating an L with our body and curving that spine as best as you can. So, you know, this is me right now. Again, 15 seconds. Like so. So you're going to feel that Of course, in the lower back, stretching that out, and of course, in the mid back, just below the shoulder blades. So a great back stretch as we're going through. Now we're going to do that sort of pretzel crossover stretch. And so taking one leg, bringing it over to one side like so. I like to just gently pull down with the opposite hand. And again, looking the opposite way from where your other leg is being pulled. 15 seconds on each side. Switching sides, same thing. Leg over. And again. Stretching the lower back. Just 15 seconds. Whew. So, just like so. Now we're going to do some toe touching. So, sounds a little weird when I said it like that, but we're going to be bending over and stretching out our lower back while touching our toes. 15 seconds after this, and we're going to get into some sun salutations. So that'll be the last cool down exercise after this one. And again, letting it hang. Your upper back, your head, your arms, everything just hanging out to your toes. You can pull yourself past if you feel like touching your toes is too easy now. Again, whatever stretches out that lower back. And of course, into that sun salutation. So this is personally just my favorite one for anything to do with the lower back. Just because I think it really stretches out the back. So again, just 15 seconds. I just cracked my back. And so you can also tighten your glutes in this position, and that'll really focus on the lower back. Almost trying to drive your pelvis into the mat or the floor. Feel free to finish it off with child pose. Again, just something that, is just really great for the lower back. Get a versatile stretch. Whew. So, gone through those 7 cool downs. Of course, we did that circuit and the warm up before that. So, feeling pretty good. Certainly a lot more tired at the end of that circuit, but feeling pretty good after that cool down. I need some more water as well. So, this was great. Certainly a great workout. I hope everyone enjoyed this video if you're seeing it later, when it's live, if you were in and out of here. And yeah, hope everyone has a great week. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I will be back Friday, of course, and we'll be going through a great leg workout as always. And yeah, so hope everyone enjoys the rest of their week until Friday. Then we'll be putting ourselves through torture. But anyways, yeah, my name is Mako Baskin. I'm the Maki Tatsuya Program Coordinator. Thank you to Sport Canada and Canadian Heritage for funding Ayungatu, which Maki Tatsuya is a part of. Thank you all for joining me today. And yeah, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.